Well, we've heard all the prominent leaders in the TV industry publicly decrying violent entertainment, only to continue to produce and distribute more of the same. Concerned parents and grandparents have an ally in Charlie Richards. He gets it. Children need to be protected and nurtured when they sit in front of that TV screen. He's the president of Isaac Entertainment, creating and producing the popular video series The Pond. Please welcome to Full Circle from Atlanta, Georgia, bringing the sunshine with him, Charlie Richards.
Yeah, hey, sunny, sunshine.
It's cold here, though.
Yeah,
it's cold here.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't expect that. My 7-year-old son told me it's going to be cold in Canada, Daddy.
Better yesterday. Right here today, we're back
Yeah,
to
we're
winter
back to
temps. And children, 4.
I do
in
have
your
4
home.
kids. My son turns 8 next week, and then I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, 10-month-old. That's 4, right?
Yeah, it is.
I got them all. You're good.
What happens when you have that many children?
You do. You're counting them all the time.
Charlie, this week in Time magazine, partly in response to Jesus Bones in a Box, Hollywood versus Jesus. You have been right in the thick of this battle. 18 years in the industry.
Yeah, different parts of it, between radio, television, a little bit of film, and now involved in The Pond, which is a bit separated from the stuff I did in Hollywood. But I've been battling through a lot of things with them.
Well, I'm so fascinated by your story because, as I'm reading about you, it talks about, you're in Hollywood, you're working in all these networks, and you're trying to bring, godly values and things to screen, and you get rejected.
Right. Well,
you were rejected. I'm sorry, not to...
Sure, we have it in.
I'm sorry, that's
Point that out. That's good.
But as a writer, if you're gonna pursue Hollywood, you better be ready for rejection. I mean, persistence is huge, and that's one of the reasons you get, especially in the sitcom world, which is what I pursued for so long and thought that's where I was going to live the rest of my life. You get a lot of oddball characters because of people who for the most part, have had strange childhoods. I didn't meet a single writer who had a normal upbringing.
So it's like cathartic, right?
Exactly.
That explains
now that I think about sitcoms,
You're working out your issues as you're writing these scripts.
It most certainly does. So you get a lot of oddball characters that are involved in the entertainment industry. So I knew going in that was going to be the case. And I spent 5 years trying to break into the industry. And when I first wrote a script, and I got it to an established writer, Mark Cherry, who went on to create Desperate Housewives. He said, you write comedy well and you write dialogue well. Those 2 things can't be taught. Everything else can. And then he tore my script apart for 20 minutes. I took really good notes, and he said, at the very end, he said, you can make it in this business, but it's going to take you 5 years to break in. It took me 5 years and a month, and I broke in. Can I tell you what happened on the first day?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm driving to work, and I've heard so many stories. And I had been so immersed in this industry for 5 years. I had terrific writing mentors along the way. And I'm driving to work thinking, Lord, at some point, I am going to have to take a stand. At some point, they're going to find out I'm a Christian, and things are going to get weird. Make that stance easy for me. I get to work. Careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
I get to work, and the executive producer's all excited. Videos come in. This is my first day. He calls all the writers into his office, pops the video in, and it is the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen in my life. It's a combination of Faces of Death and porn. I got up and I walked out. And on the way out, he said, "Where are you going?" And I said, I can't put this in my head. I can't have it in my head. And I walked out. And I'm sitting in the lobby thinking, 5 years and 1 month for 1 day in the industry. I'm fired. I'm thinking, this is the end of me. But it wasn't. He respected that because it's funny, this executive producer was kind of a rebel in Hollywood. And he saw me as a rebel going the other way.
Isn't that hilarious? You have like morals and values. You're
yeah,
like, you're a rebel.
You're crazy.
Boy, life has changed,
What's with
hasn't
you?
it? Yeah.
So that was day one in the industry. So it was no, and it wasn't a huge surprise. Although it was nice to know that they knew who I was, they knew what I was about on day one. Didn't always help.
You know
I was
what
gonna
troubles
say,
me
yeah.
is the dichotomy here. Now, you're a nationally syndicated columnist, Sheila. One of them, you talked about the research you did on just the money aspect of this industry.
Yeah, people think that Hollywood produces, all this violent stuff because it actually makes them money, but it doesn't. Right. If you look, the average G-rated movie makes, as a profit, $70 million. So that's like Finding Nemo, all these wonderful movies make a ton of money.
The Incredibles.
The average R-rated movie loses $9 million. They lose
and
money.
What is the most the most profitable R-rated movie in history? Passion of the
Passion
Christ.
of the Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which was a huge wake-up call, I think, for Hollywood in a way. It kind of just seemed to shake them up.
But have they really changed? And I think one of the reasons they haven't changed is because of what you just said, Charlie, that the people who are writing, the lifestyles they come from, they think things are normal, or they think things, that's just the way things are, when it isn't. But they're immersed in really a weird lifestyle, and so that's what they create, even though
Thank
that's
God
not making
for
money.
the good rebels, the courageous ones, like Ken Wales, who next
terrific.
Friday, well, he's not bringing, the distributors finally are bringing to us Amazing Grace. And I just want to take this opportunity to say, plan your weekend now. For next weekend, wherever you are in Canada, check out your theater.
Yeah.
I have the
actually
book.
And where it's actually going to be it's going to be at Cineplex, Odeon Theaters, right across in major cities in Canada.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be
Well, here, we've got a homeschooler
We're taking 50 homeschoolers. We're so excited.